There were 16 people in my class during my school time, and it was a really small school. And every single year I came fourth, and sometimes even fifth if it was a really rough term. Never worse than that, but never the topper either. Year after year, same spot, fourth or fifth. I actually stopped noticing it after a while. That ranking just became who I was in that room, average. Then 10th grade came, and my mom put me in tuition classes outside of school. And the people in that room were different from anyone I'd studied with before. Not intimidating, actually. They were genuinely fun to be around, but they were sharp, and there was healthy competition between them constantly. Someone would nail a tough problem, and instead of it being awkward, everyone would lean in, like, wait, show me how you got that again. I hadn't seen that before. In my school class, doing well quietly made you a target. In this room, doing well made people curious about you. So I started paying attention not to what they knew, but to how they were studying, and that's when I noticed the actual gap. I was not studying, I had been memorizing like a parrot dates, names, formulas. I remembered it for exams, but I forgot it a week later. That was my entire system, and honestly, it had worked fine to stay in the top 5. It just never got me any higher. But these people weren't memorizing, they were doing something else entirely different. They were learning. So I started copying the approach. Math was the first one I changed. I used to sit there grinding through problems like it was a punishment. So I started putting music on instead and just let myself get lost in solving things instead of muscling through them. Sounds small, but it completely changed how I felt about maths. History was next, and it was the biggest shift. I used to just memorize this king ruled this year, this treaty happened on this date, numbers with no meanings attached to them. I started doing the opposite. Instead of memorizing the date, I tried to actually picture the world at that moment. What did people's lives look like? Why did this decision happen? And that really hooked me. How does that decision made hundreds of years ago still affect me in the world right now? Science worked the same. If I was learning about a chemical reaction instead of just reading the textbook by definition, I'd go on YouTube and actually watch it happen. Watch the reaction. See why it worked the way it did, not just that it worked. Suddenly, it wasn't information. It was something happening in front of me. And somewhere in doing all of this, I stopped studying to pass the exams. I started studying because I actually wanted to know the meaning behind everything. Memorizing feels exhausting because there's nothing to hold on to. You're just forcing information to sit in your head with no reason to stay there. But when you go looking for the root of something, it stops feeling like effort. You just get pulled in and mix it with healthy competition with your friends, and you actually lose track of time. So try to build a growing culture within your friend circle. Don't be afraid that someone will do better than you. Focus on doing better. Make the competition healthy. And by the end of that year, I topped my class, and people were genuinely shocked. Nobody saw it coming, including me. And it was the end of school, and it felt amazing. So, if studying feels like a fight for you right now, I don't think the answer is try harder or focus more. I think it's that you're memorizing something you never actually understand the root of, and when you start studying, you retain that knowledge for a very long period of time. That's where the actual love of studying really comes. Hope this helps. Thank you for watching.